Hello everyone, welcome to Finastro Trader channel. Hope you are enjoying the weekend, and hope this market is treating you okay. And many people call me up and ask me, why the market is behaving the way it is, and so I just explained this to somebody that do you know that we have the hurricane season is upon us, right? We just had a Hurricane Dorian that just kind of brushed through the U.S. coast, a couple of weeks back, and we have another hurricane that is just forming in the horizon actually. So the reason I was giving this parallel was because what do you know that there is a financial hurricane that is brewing, okay? So, and it can make a havoc in the market actually, and also it's important for you to know as a trader that you got to be careful too, because this can just really wreak a havoc in your portfolio if you're not careful, okay? So, and it's not, I mean, it's going to be an ongoing thing actually. So why am I saying that? So let's take a look at it, and from a financial astrology perspective, and what's coming up, what's brewing in the horizon, so if I can show you, pull up a chart of SPX here, okay, so that we can explain. So so going back to this is where it is, this is where Friday we closed, right? So right at the 55 EMA moving average, and you can see that we had a high that was put in on 7/26, that is July 26. We put in a high and then just kind of market crash from there, and a couple of jerky movements here. You can see that it's pretty tough to trade on in August for many people, okay, and then we just kind of cleared that and then gave us a high on 990. So just these important dates, this 726 high, and then we had a low here on 805 or 815, okay, and then we had a high here on 919, okay. Now what has happened from a financial astrology perspective? Let's take a look at it. So this is something that we have a kind of a monthly calendar that our astrologer from India prepares. So, and that looks like this, okay, let me show you this. So it's a monthly calendar that our one of the astrologers from India prepares for us for our trading room, okay, and it's extremely, we just cannot trade without this, so, and be an intraday trader or a positional trader, and a swing trader, it's extremely important, because what these planets, the 9 planets that we look at, which is we consider Sun and Moon also a planet, and Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, and then there is Rahu and Ketu, which are basically North Node and South Node in terms of Western astronomy, okay, and they play a major important role too actually. So many times if you have looked at, like so just you don't have to tell me, and just look at your portfolio, or look at your personal life or your financial life, starting from March, okay. You may see that from March till now it's been pretty difficult for many people. And why is that? Because there is something called a Saturn and Ketu conjunction that happens about 20 years, every 20 years, okay. And this time it happened starting from March, they are just together, so this is what this means, is these squares means is that basically this is the position of the planets every morning at 9:30 a.m. when the market opens, so the planets that are looking at the New York Stock Exchange, where all our trades execution happens there, right? So these are the planets position, and at the time of market open actually, and this kind of varies. You can see that, so the position changes basically, right, every single day. So that day that we had a market high here, 26.7, so this is like Indian way of denoting this, okay. So date first and then the month, okay, and Friday. So if you look at it, they start from here, this is Aries, so then we have this square is Taurus, then we have Gemini, Cancer, and this is Leo, this is Virgo, this is Libra, this is Scorpio, this is Sagittarius, this is Capricorn, and this is Aquarius, and this is the last house, which is the Pisces, okay. So that's how we look at it. And Saturn and Ketu came together back in March, and since then many people have lost money, many financial difficulties, health challenges, and many people had different kinds of difficulties ever since this is like a once in 20 year event actually, so once they, right now the good news is that they are going in separate ways, so since March there's been troubling us, and it's going separate ways, and they don't meet until next 20 years actually. So until 2039 don't need to worry about it, or 2030 something like that, don't need to worry about it. But exactly opposite to that Ketu, which is the south node, we have Rahu here, which is occupying Gemini. Okay, and then if you look at it, SU stands for Sun, MA stands for Mars, MER is Mercury in retrograde. That time Mercury was in retrograde, and then we have VE, that's Venus, and then JUR represents Jupiter retrograde, and Saturn was also in retrograde. Okay. So July 26th, if you look at July 26th, you can see this. We had Saturn Ketu in Sagittarius, and then Jupiter in Scorpio. Okay, and Jupiter is in Scorpio since last year, and as you know that Jupiter spends 1 year in a sign. Okay, so now it's just about to transition into Capricorn. Sagittarius very soon. Okay, so you have these 4 planets here. Okay, and as you know that they were before the month beginning. Okay, so that is July 1st. If you look at it, Sun, Venus, Rahu, they were in Gemini, while Mars and Mercury was in Cancer. And then at some point they moved over, and Sun jumped. You can see that Sun and Venus here. Sun jumps by 17th or so. Sun jumped into that Cancer, and then leaving Venus behind. Then Venus also joined. Okay. Now since then we have a high in the market. Okay, so we had a high. If I can go back to that chart, SPX chart again, you can see that we had a high on 726. Okay, from there market tanked. Okay, and so going back to the calendar, and so we had a high there. Okay, and then you can see these 4 are moving together since then. Okay, because these are fast moving planets basically. Okay, Sun spends about 30 days, as you know, that in one sign, right? And Mars and Mercury are faster than Mercury and Venus are faster than that too. So now let's look at, this is end of July. Okay, and you can see that they are still in here. Okay, end of July, and then let's bring up August calendar. Okay, so if you look at August calendar, what has happened in August calendar, if you can bring up August, give me a second. So that is month of August. If you look at August, they were here month beginning. Okay, and as you know that as I scroll through, you can see this. Okay, so Mars jumped into Leo. Okay, and then followed by Venus. Okay, and then we had Sun joined, and then eventually Mercury also joined there. You can see that Mercury. Okay, so about 26 onwards they were in Leo. Okay, they had moved to Leo, and you can see what has happened. That move has happened in the market actually. If I take you back to the SPX chart, you can see a big volatility here. Okay, so pretty much the whole of August, so we are pretty, because what, if you look at go back to this, so this Leo is a Sun's domain. Sun occupies that basically. Sun's house. Okay, and Leo, and there are certain planets that are enemies with Sun, and there are certain planets that are friendly. And that's why we saw a big up and down, jerky motion. Okay, in the market during that time. Okay, and then about 26 onwards, you can see that 26 we got a low here. See, 23 was a low, that is a Friday, and then 26 was Monday. From there market recovered. Okay, why? Because Sun jumped from there. So if we can go back to that chart, you can see that August 26, Sun also here actually. Okay, so Mercury also jumped into this. Okay, and then from there 4 of them moving together. Okay, so that brings up to the end of August. Okay, now watch what happened in the month of September. So we can bring up September. September month started September 2nd, as you know, that is a Monday. Okay, September 2nd, they were all here in Leo. Okay, And from there, market started moving higher because sun took the market up from 26 onwards, and then from there the Venus jumped first into Virgo, okay, and Mercury jumped next in Virgo, and then you see Mars, Sun jumped, okay, 17.9, okay, Sun jumped, okay. Now as soon as Sun jumped, okay, from Leo, remember that Sun was taking it up because it is Sun's house, okay. Sun rules this house, Leo, okay, and Sun took the market to the upside. Now Sun jumped from its own house to another house, which is Virgo, okay, which is Mercury's house, and as you can see, the market topped right there. See that 919 was the top for the market, 919, okay. And if you look at it, Sun jumped on 17, and then there you go, 18. We had one more high, and that's Wednesday, and that's it. That was the high for us, okay. And from there, they've been after that, you can see the Mars also jumped on 25th. Mars jumped, okay. So and so that brings up to that Wednesday, last week Wednesday, and then we are 27th, okay, and then this is going to be tomorrow's, okay. So that's Monday. I'm just showing you this, so where you can see that Mercury is jumping. Mercury, see this 27th Friday of September, Mercury was here in Virgo in its own house, and it's jumping to Libra. That's going to cause a little bit of different kind of motion in the market, okay. So the thing is that, as you can see, that I showed you from Cancer onwards or from Gemini onwards, so these four have been moving together to their transition to, and they are faster planets compared to Saturn or Jupiter. Saturn is the slowest, okay, and jump to Cancer, they jump to Leo, and then to Virgo, and then this month they are going to be here, Libra. Next month they are going to be here, and then eventually they're all going to meet in one sign, okay. They're all going to meet, the Saturn, Ketu, Jupiter, all of them are going to be in one sign. So imagine that when they were four of them were here, what happened to the market, okay. And you can only imagine when 8 of them together, okay, except Rahu. Rahu is going to remain here at 180 degree to Ketu. 8 of them are going to be in one house, okay. Now the thing is that there's a characteristic of this house, Leo and Sagittarius. Both have almost the same characteristic for that sign, okay. Both are called fiery signs, which means that the moves are going to be very quick and violent, okay. And both are known for that, actually, Leo as well as Sagittarius. So imagine that all 8 are going to be in one house, and that's going to create financial hurricanes, as per according to me, basically, okay. And if you want now, out of that, and it's not going to be all bad news either, so nothing goes up and down straight, right? And there could be some jerky movements, and if you want to know which days it's going to move up, which days it's going to move down, and when you can trade, when not to trade, what to trade, because some planners, they control certain aspects, okay. So which one you can trade, which one to avoid, whether you can trade gold, bonds, stocks, equities, indices, or move the money to forex, so those kind of things, if you really want to know, and you can ping me, okay, and on my channel below, so the contact information that I have given below, and that's what we do in the trading room, so where we mentor folks who are serious about trading and also want to know the predictive aspect of the market. The market can be predicted, as I said, that it can very well be predicted with a fair amount of accuracy, actually. So if you know that, if you see that the last week, some of the decisions that just came out of, the political news that came out of Washington DC, etc., they're all the effects. They are not the cause, they are the effects of these planetary movements. So if you really want to know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and how you can protect your portfolio, what to trade, when to trade, and just contact me, and we can provide you the details and subscribe to my channel, and also subscribe to mentorship program if you are serious about riding through this financial hurricane. Okay, so the good news is that, you know what, hey, market is going to exist. Okay, market is going to be not going to go anywhere. Okay, but just you want to make sure that you protect your portfolio, you know, so when that financial hurricane happens. So hope it makes sense, and if you are interested, serious about protecting your portfolios, and reach me out on the contact details below. Okay, so till the next video, have fun.